The New York Jets season is over before Halloween. This is the most disappointing, frustrating, embarrassing season in New York Jets history. When you consider expectations and what we got, this is the worst season ever. And it's officially over. We'll talk about it. Let's go.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking
What's going on, everybody? Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, and we are recapping the Jets' painful, excruciating, devastating loss to the New England Patriots 25-22. The season's over. It's fine. The Jets finally got me. I claim to be the most optimistic Jets fan in the world, but it's over. They finally got me. They've broken me. It's over. Fine. If that's what they wanted, they get it. The season's over. From fighting for first place in the AFC 3 weeks ago, that's what. Remember how quickly time changes. The Jets were fighting for first place in the AFC 3 weeks ago. Now, the Jets are in last place in the AFC East. It's excruciating, man. It's just painful. It's just, it's devastating. Absolutely devastating. There's just no other way to put it. It's just incredibly painful and brutal and just a sick and twisted way for the New York Jets overlords and football gods to swift kick us right in the loins. The Jets just invent new ways to lose on a week-to-week basis. A serious football team. And the phone lines are open. We'll get to all your calls. That's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. We're streaming live in all three places. We'll get to your calls. But I just need to get some things off my chest first. Serious football teams don't lose 5 games in a row under any circumstance. Super Bowl teams, playoff teams, competent teams don't lose 5 games in a row. Especially when you consider all the circumstances. A lifeless Patriots team that their own head coach called soft. They had lost, heading into the game, 6 games in a row. That was the longest losing streak by a New England Patriots team since 1993. That same Patriots team lost their starting quarterback in the middle of the game. Actually, as a matter of fact, in the first half. Drake May, who showed signs of life in chutzpah for New England, he goes out with a concussion. Here comes Jacoby Brissett, who has the mobility, supposedly, of a parked car, and stinks. Yet he comes in there and wins the game. And excuse my Guatemalan, and I don't want to say this very loudly, my daughter's in the other room, but Greg Zuerlein fucking sucks. He sucks at extra points. He sucks at field goals. He has 6 missed field goals this season for the New York Jets. That is by far the most in the NFL. Greg Zuerlein lost us the Broncos game. He lost us the Bills game, and he lost us the Patriots game. He had a chance for a game-winning field goal against Denver. He had multiple chances. His made field goals against Buffalo would have changed that game. And then, obviously, today, the missed extra point, the missed field goals, makes the Jets go for 2. Somehow the Jets are stupid enough where they get a delay of game on a 2-point conversion. I've never even heard of that before, and the Jets had timeouts in their back pocket. And they back it up, and then they throw it to Mike Williams short of the end zone. He gets immediately tackled, and we're like, ooh, the Jets lead 22-17. That's not going to come back to bite them, is it? Of course it does. And the Jets lose. It's just, like I said, the Jets have bleeping broken me, and it sucks. I claim to be the most optimistic Jets fan on the planet, and it's over, man. I get it. It's technically not over. The Jets can do this, that, and insert winning streak in a row, but let's just be honest. This season is over. And as Parker says, we have people commenting in on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Parker says, hands down, I'm heartbroken. That's a great way to put it. I am heartbroken. I was so invested. In 2008, I'm like, ooh, the Jets acquired Brett Favre. I'm like, this is our year, baby. We have all the pieces. And at least we were 8-3 at one point, so our hopes and expectations were dragged on for a bit. There was no dragging on here. We're 2-6. Disgusting. But heartbroken. That's it. Because I love the Jets. It's a very abusive relationship, and I'm committed for life, and I'm never leaving. We're going to keep doing these post-game shows. We're going to keep doing these Boy Green Daily shows because I love the New York Jets. I absolutely love them with all of my heart, and that's what makes this hard. Every day I put on the hat, I put on the shirt. Every day I wear Jets. I love the Jets. I think about the Jets all the time. I am just invested in the Jets. And we all are, obviously, for those who are watching this show right now. But I am heartbroken. Just beyond destroyed. Absolutely broken down to my core after what transpired today against the New England Patriots. And they couldn't even tease us. They just blow it. CBW asked, do the Jets have a fire sale now before the deadline? Sure. It's over. Joe Douglas, you're gone. You've been here 6 years. You couldn't flip it around. Goodbye. I don't care about the draft anymore. Suck it, pal. You're gone. You haven't been able to fix this. The coaching hasn't been able to fix it. Joe Douglas hired Robert Saleh. So if he couldn't fix it, no one can. Nope. Done. Joe Douglas, goodbye. Jeff Ulbrich, goodbye. People are gone left and right. See ya. Now, fire sale. The only thing I want to, whatever the word is with that, is like I'm not trading key pieces like Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson. I know Sauce Gardner has played like trash this year. Those kinds of players are not available. I'm not trading those kind of guys. But like veterans in last years of their deals that are looking for new locations and we could get picks for the future, that I'm open to. Those conversations are willing to be had. I'm pending free agents for the Jets. I'm cool having those conversations. Now, fire sale like Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner's, again, absolutely not. But Mike Williams, goodbye. See ya. I was cool keeping him because I thought we are going to go on a run. There's no run to be had. Goodbye. Mike Williams, you're gone. But like players like that, goodbye. See ya. It's that's over. Yes. So a fire sale from that perspective, absolutely. The Jets, if the season ended today, would have the number 4 overall pick in the draft. I don't want to be paying attention to mock drafts. And no offense, I enjoy drafts and the draft people that join the show. They're very smart and cool and great. I don't want to be talking about the draft. It's over, man. It's just friggin' over. And we got to reset again. This was supposed to be different, man. This was supposed to be a lot different. We were supposed to be talking Super Bowl and playoffs and this and that. Bang Mateo, who got his membership earlier today to the Boy Green Coffee Club, which, by the way, let me flip the switch. I don't know how many people are going to be in the gifting mood, but if you are, to spread the love, feel free. 34 members away from NY Jets FL getting his emoji. But Bang Mateo here real quick, he sent it a super chat. Wow. There's Uriah Luna here. The Jets gave you Stockholm Syndrome, hermano. Well, that's probably true. But like I said, I'm stuck with it. I'm never leaving the Jets. It doesn't matter what they do to me. I will never leave. And that's probably something you shouldn't say to an abuser. But I'm just being transparent that I'm all in. Absolutely all in. And I always will be. But this team has hurt me painfully. Number 1 Austrian Jets fan, another super chat here. Then we'll get to your phone calls here in a moment. Wow. Thank you, Soraya Luna. Number 1 Austrian Jets fan. 130 heartbeats in the end. Down in disbelief. But I'm ready. Start rebuild. Go Jets forever. 100%. And Austrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Always appreciate the support on the show. I am in disbelief. That's another way to describe it. I just can't believe we're here. If you would have told me this before the season, I'm like, did everyone die? Like, what other reason would the Jets be 2-6? What did a meteor hit the earth and everyone died a painful and burning death? Like, what other reason could there have possibly been? But somehow it's true. And we're rebuilding again for the 1,000th year in a row. We're in the longest NFL active playoff drought. It doesn't appear that's changing anytime soon, painfully. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Again, those phone lines are open. That's youtube.com/boygreen25. And we can talk about this team and continuing the venting session. we have our boy Devin here on the show.
Hey, Boy Green.
Devin.
Man, my daughter just walked in. Today's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, she's trying to cheer me up. I appreciate that.
My daughter did the same thing. Here's her puppy. She brought this over and said, "Here, hope this cheers you up." Basically, so I have this dog sitting right here. So that's the thing with family is like they obviously, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like they don't care, right? They whether the Jets win, lose, draw, they're always there. So that's really nice, It's a nice thought. I'm in the middle of my own feelings, and so are you, Devin, about this Jets team. But it's nice to know that that's there, I guess.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, I it is, and I appreciate that. But like, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, leadership is a real thing, and we don't have it. I heard Aaron Rodgers say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. However, he keeps letting the play clock go down to less than 1 second. So how is that different? I am looking at this and like there's players open. We've schemed some players open, and it's he's not hitting the open man. Why do they come here to give us their worst? I was so optimistic. I'm taking my daughter to her first game ever, Jet Life, this week. And it's really tough, bro. I can't lie to you, man. It's real tough. I rock my Jets gear. Everybody that see me and know me, I'm always jetted out. So it's like it's painful, but like there got to be some real talk. This whole snapping the ball with less than 1 second left, or right at 1 second. Why are we still doing this? This is insane to me. Like this is again, I'm looking at the team is afraid to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable for what he is doing. And he doesn't hold himself accountable for what he is doing. And I'm kind of done with that. Like, I need a coach that's not going to be afraid of his players. Javon Kinlaw is a waste of space. I want to rant right now so bad. I want to yell. I want to just scream. Sure. And I don't even have it in me to continue to do that, man, because it's like, it's not going to solve anything. And I'm just so ticked off. But Javon Kinlaw and Michael Clemens are two pieces of crap. It's a waste of space. Zerline, as you said, needs to go. But this is the accountability stuff that we all see. It's like I often talk to my wife about this and I say, how is it that we can see this as fans? However, the coaching staff is not able to see it. Like, I saw this summer, this kid that was kicking for us was not missing anything. I'm like, man, maybe we should keep him around. At a bottom line, don't let him go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, we still trotting out Zerline out there to miss extra points and field goals that he should be making, and has cost us 3 games. We can literally say 3 games this season we would have won had we had a different kicker, or had he made those field goals. Now I understand think about 2 years in a row.
2-6, 2-6, 3 games, man.
Yeah,
the math is 5-3. I mean, our entire world completely flips if we have a competent kicker. And you are right. You just mentioned it for Zerline because he just got the big deal, relatively speaking, this offseason, $4.1 million guaranteed. He had only missed 3 kicks all of last year, 3 kicks the entire season. He was balling out. And somehow, like Space Jam, he's lost all his talents. The Monstars apparently came over and took his ability to kick. And then, to your point, the accountability. Like, okay, he lost his powers. That kind of sucks. That's very Jets. We pay him, and all of a sudden he's lost his powers. Then where are the coaches, man? Where are they saying that enough is enough? Like, I'm sorry, pal. You just don't have it.
Right. We run out. Who uses 3 timeouts in the first quarter?
I've never heard of that in my life.
Who does that, bro? It's like, this Jets thing is a real thing. And it's like, I'm going to still go to this game on Thursday, going from Virginia all the way to Jersey to see this game.
God bless you.
And I'm going to root on, I'm going to tailgate, and I'm going to cheer for the team because I don't want to see losses. Like, losses stink. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about draft picks. I don't want to lose out the season. I don't care about any of that. I don't really care. I want to win games. Winning is awesome. You know, I don't know what holds for the future, but I'm done with losing, man. This was supposed to be the season, bro. I'm going to this game this Thursday. I'm going to the Dolphins game on December 8th, and this is the first time in like probably 10 years that I've been to a game because that's how I felt. Like I don't want to go to these games because why am I going to use all this energy to go watch us lose? Like, and it's costly, man. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, right.
Joe Douglas, he has assembled a great bunch of talent, but he needs a head coach. He has not put a head coach in place to hold these players accountable, to hold these players to a certain standard, to call. There's so much that we have wrong, man. There's so much we have wrong, bro. And I'm just so mad about this, bro. I'm like, this broke me in a way that I didn't think I could be broken. Like last week, when we lost to the Steelers, that broke me. I was like, I can't get any worse. I'm not gonna watch this game this week, and we're gonna squeak out a win, and I'm not gonna be happy. I don't know, to be honest with you. Had we won this game, had we gotten a stop at the goal line, 4th and goal. Let's think about that. 4th and goal, we get one stop.
Yeah.
We win
Game's
the game.
over. Yeah.
The defense, the head coach, the strength of the team. Sauce does not look like Sauce. The strength of the team is its weakness now. Like, that's only something that we can do. But I miss JFM.
Yeah.
I miss him so bad. Like, I feel like we undervalue players and think we could just plug anybody in. Javon Kinlaw got cut by the 49ers and was out of work for a year. But yeah, we bring him in and we're like, oh yeah, we can revive them. No, I am so done, Boy Green. I'm gonna still root for the Jets. I'm still be a Jets fan because I can't help myself. I am an addict, you know. I am.
It's our sickness that we all bear together.
At me.
Yeah.
Your wife is on a break from the Giants. So.
She said she's on a break from the Giants.
Oh, well.
Right, babe?
Yeah, I'm on a break from the Giants, so I'm
Okay.
gonna love them from afar. We can love them from afar.
Love them from afar. That's a good way to put it. I like that. Love them from afar.
I can't love them from afar, bro, Green.
I can't. No, I'm attached. Yeah, there's no separation. Yeah, I'm too
invested. Today's my daughter's birthday. We can't lose on my daughter's birthday.
I know. That's non-negotiable. They can't lose on the birthday.
She's a huge Jets fan, bro. I'm sorry. But Boy Green, I appreciate you taking my call and let me go on here and vent. You know, there's more that I would want to say, but I'm sure there's other people that have more to say. But if they don't come on, I'm gonna come back because I got more to say. I love you, BG. I love you, bro. Too, man. I appreciate you continuing to be out here and congratulations on your baby girl. And congratulations on your baby girl.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. He's having a son now.
Yes, in just 2 weeks. In 2
girl
weeks.
And a son.
Yeah, one of each.
In 2 weeks. Congratulations on your baby.
I appreciate that. Thanks,
yeah, man.
Devin.
At least that's a positive, brother. At least that's a positive.
That's for sure.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, man.
It. Thanks, Devin. We'll do this again. And then the other one, we'll get to more callers, but this is why I say the Jets invent new things. And I'm like, come on, man. Like 3 timeouts of the first quarter, I'm like, I've watched football for a long time. I've never heard of that before. Delay on the 2-point play that folks would have given the Jets a touchdown lead, which means even if the Patriots did what they did at the end, we're going to overtime or the Jets do some last second thing, maybe. Like, is it the missed extra point, the missed field goal? Even with all the crap, they had one more chance and they blew it. Come on, Aaron. And then after the game, I don't know what happened there. What do you mean you don't know? The Jets have broken me, man. They broke me. And by the way, I just have to say, Joe Douglas, look at that record. It's disgusting. Joe Douglas is gone. I don't care about the great roster he's put together. He hired Robert Saleh. The blood is on his hands. So we can't go, well, he'll get it right on the next coach. Excuse me? He's been here for 6 years. Would you go to college and be a doctor? There's no more time. It's over. Goodbye. See ya. Don't let the door hit you on the ass, buddy. Gone. See ya. Peace. It's over. I don't want to see Baldy here. Yeah, no more of this crap. I'm deleting this video right now. You see this? This thing? Cut. It's gone. Look. Hit these 3 dots. Delete video. See ya. Gone. That video doesn't exist anymore. No more. Or this. Gone. I'm deleting that one too. See ya. Nope. That's gone. No more JD. See ya. Anywho, let's get back to the phone lines. Alan is here on the show. Good morning. Good morning, whatever time it is, Alan.
Paul, I love pissed off Paul Boy Greenesden. I gotta admit, the nerve for this franchise and their upper management and their ticket people to call their season ticket holders this week and ask them to renew at a 26% price hike.
That's some gall to do that.
That is ballsy. And you know what? To anybody who agrees to pay it, you are all morons. Each and every one of you. Okay. And I have a right to say that. Okay.
Sure.
I had the pleasure of not watching 3/4 of this game. Was away on an excursion with my wife. Came back and watched the 4th quarter, and I could not laugh. I could not laugh more in my life. They let Jacoby DeBrissett go right down the field against the almighty Sauce.
Elite defense,
of garbage, overhyped, overrated, reading your press clippings piece of shit. That is what I call him. Okay. But I do have a couple of points. First of all,
sure.
Thanks for deleting the Joe Douglas pictures and videos.
All of it gone.
29 and 62. Okay, it's over. But here's a question, okay?
All right.
We are 10 days away from the trade deadline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why even bother keeping him now and allow somebody else to get value for the players that we have, knowing that Douglas is gone anyhow? Okay, Douglas is gone, finished. Okay, I don't think he lasts the season. In my opinion, I think they will part ways before the end of the season. Okay. Why not just fire him now and bring in a guy that you are looking at towards the future and say, you know what? This guy you keep, this guy stays. This guy goes, this guy stays. Honestly, why do you want Joe Douglas to make these moves? He's gone anyhow.
That's a good point. But, isn't his number 2 and number 3 both, I won't say fired. Rex Hogan was fired, but Chad Alexander, he leaves to the Chargers. There's no one left? I mean, who is...
Clean fucking house.
Yeah.
First move I make, I call the Lions, and I say, here's DJ Reed, and here's Hassan Reddick.
Wow.
Fills 2 needs. An edge.
What can we get?
I could see them getting a 2nd and maybe a 4th. Maybe. I don't think you're getting a 1st. But again, there is no reason to keep all these guys. Okay.
So, but that's it. You've hit the nail on the head. Just because I know you got a lot of points, so I want to make sure we get all of them with their love. That's it. The DJ we were just talking about the quote unquote fire sale of things. Those are the things. Those are the difficult quote unquote conversations because they're team leaders and all this other thing. Like DJ Reed, that's the one. Like the defensive coaching staff ain't coming back, so it'll be up to whoever comes after if maybe they want DJ Reed. He probably wants out. So to your point, that's a guy that is the last year of his deal. Would have value. He was the number heading into this week. We'll see what it is, but he was the number 1 coverage corner in all of football. That's okay. There's a needle mover of a guy who's on his contract. And then Hassan Reddick after the game, I'll have to watch his full presser, but at the beginning of the presser, he says, I refuse to address anything with my holdout. That was interesting. So he's another one that you could just say, okay, let's go. Let's
trade them both in the same deal and get some picks. Trade Mike Williams. You can get rid of him. Here's a perfect stat that sums up the Jets.
Okay.
Jared Goff threw for 85 yards today, and they scored 52 points. Khalif Raymond. I remember when he was an absolute stiff on the Jets. I remember he caught he had a fair catch on his own 2-yard line.
Yes.
And they cut him a week later. Today, 90-yard kickoff return. Wide receiver, he caught a touchdown. Again, this is a jinxed franchise from top to bottom. And again, I brought up the words pom-pom Jet fans. To all those absolute fools, it's time to go to sleep. Okay? But again, here's another question. How many empty seats do you expect Thursday night? That place will be a ghost town.
I think there will be the Devons of the world. I don't know how big that percentage is, but there's Devons of the world that are pot committed, like they're in. Like there's two, whether for him, right, he's driving and hotels, I imagine, everything else. Like there's, for the people that are like just ticket committed, right, they live in Jersey or something, like they're going to flip that. But like the people that are pot committed, like me and my father, for instance, we decided well before week 2 Jets Cowboys. That's a weird example because it's week 2, but you get the point. Like that was a year in advance, basically. Like we're in. So regarding like Aaron Rodgers didn't play the game, I'm like, that sucks. But no, well, we're already in. Like that's not changing. I think that's the pocket that's there, and then the rest is oh boy. So like week 11 Sunday Night Football, that's going to be a flex out. That's I think Ravens Steelers is one of the choices on that week. So I think that one's getting flipped. So that one's getting turned off. So yeah, I think there'll be that pocket of people there. And Halloween, you probably get some weirdos. So like you're probably going to get that crowd too, I guess. But that's it. Yeah. Besides that, it's going to be pretty dead.
And two other quick points off topic. One of my best friends is a Lion fan.
Wow.
He called me this afternoon. He said, I allow you for 2024 to be on the bandwagon.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
I said, it's time. It's time.
Okay, there you go.
I
can't.
Right. And again,
they're a great story. Great story.
I do not want to hear positivity coming today. They lost to a junior college team today, pretty much.
Yeah.
You look at that roster, how many of those guys in that starting lineup, offense and defense, would be starters on middle of the road teams, honestly?
So Hunter Henry, he'd probably be one. Our Jets tight ends suck. And I'd have to, I'd have to really rack my brain to think. Yeah, Gonzalez, that's a great example, right? Gonzalez, of course, he would. Keon White, that's another good one. And that's
it.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, now going forward, the Jets are in a major bind. They have a 40-year-old quarterback going to 41 who basically runs the show. Okay. As I said, Joe Douglas has absolutely no power anymore. He's done. He's an absolute puppet right now. What do? Because there is no young head coach that will ever sniff this job. Ben Johnson has never taken his job.
I am the first call I'm making. I got to think about it because I probably should have thought about it more, to be honest with you, because I was so all in. I'm like, oh no, this is going to work. This is going to work. So like, I haven't really taken a step to really consider every candidate that's out there on the blue moon, but I am giving at this moment, sitting here right now, I'm giving the Godfather offer to Ben Johnson. And again, to your point, maybe it tells me to pack it, but like, I have to do it. You as the team, you have to try. The Godfather, okay, potentially full control. What do we have to lose? Like, what's the stat? Like, what's the plan? Like, he would be probably number one on my list of trying. And
why would he be honestly? I know you're a diehard Jet fan.
Yeah,
I'm a Jet fan as well.
Sure.
Why in the world would he take this job? And don't tell me it's just money and power.
No.
Why would he ever take this job?
The same reason that I think Aaron Rodgers got traded here is he sees the glimmer, the silver, like the winning here and what it could be. That the sweetness of all that. Sure. So like when we go to the brass tacks of like money, this and that. Okay, everyone can offer money. Everyone can offer this power, right? For instance, like a lot of places would offer a lot of power to Ben Johnson. I would venture to guess. So those to me are all nullifying. We're all playing in the same pool there. But to me, it would be the intrigue of turning around the Jets. It's got to be a captivating thing to somebody. And Woody, I would imagine, with all the failures, would be willing to give a little, I don't know if this is true, but willing to give more of the keys to the franchise to whoever this next guy is to say, okay, we have fucked it up for 20 years. Like, we got it. We've been zigging. It's time to zag. Here's the keys. Run this puppy. Let's go. That to me, of blank slate with all the intriguing talents that are on this team, intriguing talents, power, the New York thing. That's the pitch from me. Whether he accepts that pitch or not, I suppose is a different story. But that's my pitch to Ben Johnson.
Let me counter that point, and then one more point afterwards, and I'll let you talk to other guys.
Sure.
Let me say the Bills lose in the second round of the playoffs. Okay. You don't think that's a more intriguing job for him?
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah, the Josh Allen factor, of course. How could it not be?
That is the intrigue. And think about this. They are about to be 6-2. They're up 4.5 games by Halloween. Can you believe that? That is crazy town.
I think Sal said it, Sal Capaccio, our Buffalo Bills guy. I think the earliest a division has been clinched is somewhere in the week 11 or week 12 ballpark. And it was the Bills themselves, like in late 80s, early 90s, somewhere.
They'll break that this year. They're going to break it. They're going to win
like
the division by
how could they
10.
not? I just, it's unbelievable.
And again, to all the Joe Douglas truthers, 33 games under 500, about to lose another 10 games in a season. There are no more excuses, okay? Look at the shit show they had playing defensive line today. They played at times today, I read, 3 UDFAs on the defensive line. And then somehow, some way, and I don't think Tack McKinley was a good player, okay? I thought Tack McKinley had a good preseason. The idea that they still are employing that piece of garbage, number 72, week in and week out. How is that possible? What pictures does he have of the coaching staff and the GM? Someone needs to. I understand he will. And again, I don't think you will ever hear from Joe Douglas again. You will never hear from him again. The next time you hear from him will be when Woody or Chris fires him. Okay. You will never hear Joe Douglas again. Joe Douglas will never speak again about the Jets until he's an ex-Jets GM. But the idea that half these guys on that defensive line who should not be in the NFL are playing meaningful minutes is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Okay. They lost 5 straight to 5 teams that they are actually better than talent-wise. It's crap from the top. It's no discipline, no accountability. And it all started when he hired Saleh. Saleh brought this stink. And again, nothing will change until every inch of something that was related to Robert Saleh is gone. Okay. He destroyed this organization, and everybody who was associated with him needs to go with him. Unfortunately, that's the case. But Paul, I appreciate the honesty. But again, this is a shit show. And to all you pom-pom Jet fans, good night.
There he is, Alan, joining us here on the show. Before we keep going to the callers, I appreciate Devin jumping in here, baby, with 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. I appreciate you. I know that it's going to be hard for some of you to gift, especially with everything that's going on. But like I said, we're going to continue to do this show, these post-game shows, and everything else. So the support still helps. I know, again, with all the shit going on, that some people may not be in the mood, but we're going to keep doing this show. So I appreciate all the support for the people, and I'll still throw one of these in. Simpler times when I was doing Jet chants and the... I can't believe that was the last win for the Jets, which was in that. I remember being at MetLife. I said, this is magical. The season's magical. This is great. Little did my dumbass know what was or wasn't coming. I'm an idiot. All right, let me reveal these 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. One moment here. Okay, shout out to Devin again for these. This is jumping around a lot. I just had it here a second ago. Okay, 1 second here. We'll get that. I also see we have super chats coming in as well, so I will get to that here in a second. So hopefully I can catch up to. I just saw it here a second ago, but the screen jumped. So Devin, I'll try to reveal who the 5 new members of the Boy Green Coffee Club are here in just a moment. Let me see if I could get there. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I think we went too far with all the comments. So I apologize to the 5 new members of the Boy Green Coffee Club, but you guys are now a part of the Army, which we appreciate. We're now 29 members away from NY Jets FL. Joining us here on the show for his emoji. So apologies to those 5 new members for not giving you your shout out, but thank you to DNY for Life, aka Devin, for gifting us that. Before we get back to the phone lines, we got a lot of people, and we'll get to all you, I promise. Let me go to a YouTube super chat that just came in here. I want to try to make sure I'm on top of these, so apologies. Let me see if I can get this up. One moment, please. Here we go. Verdine Frederick here. After the Bills lost, the Jets are in full rebuild mode, tank the season, and start over. And wow. That's a WOW. Thank you, Zariah Luna. Yeah, the Bills lost. Again, it's hard for me to rationalize. The Jets were facing off. So Jets fire Robert Saleh. You suck. Vikings game, it's over. Hey, Jeff Ulbrich, we're fighting for first place. Monday Night Football, AFC East. We've lost 3 games in a row, and now we're in last place in the AFC East. You can't make this stuff up, Verdine. So Jets are in full rebuild mode. Tank the season. Again, I'm with Devin. I don't like rooting for losses or things of that nature. I'm very emotional right now, so I'm sure I want to root for every loss on this planet with everything that's going on. But I'm going to still be back tomorrow morning doing Boy Green Daily and cheering on the Jets against the Texans and Thursday Night Football and all that jazz. But right now, it's quite painful. Quite painful indeed. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Johnny Boy joins us on the show. Johnny.
So I'm not going to say my normal stuff and ask you, you know what, right? Because
yes.
I think with any type of interview that comes from the Jets organization, I think the circus music needs to get played. That dun 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 dun, because that's what we are right now.
Yes.
I tried to give this team the chance, and when everything was in my face saying no, bro, look at what's going on. They look defeated. I said Devontae Adams gave probably the best speech ever given since George Washington on that boat crossing the Delaware. Okay, like this is horrible. It's in all 3 phases of the actual ball. Special teams, bro. Gibson, that one play where we were like, I was like, why did dude try to run the ball when it almost got taken out of his hand? Our dude, Sauce. Are you scared to tackle? You're expecting to get paid 30 mil, bro, and you look like you're scared to tackle. Look,
pathetic.
Is he a good corner? Yes. Is he great? No. Okay, because if you're great, you're not letting freaking
Keyshawn Booty? Like, come on, dude. When the game mattered most was Sauce Gardner on these random ass who gives a shit what their name was. He couldn't make him. He was turned around, looking left and right all over the place. Like he wasn't sticking on the guy and just batting the ball where making a game-changing play. That is now 32 straight games. That in the old days before 17 games, that was 2 full seasons. So it's even more than that now. It's that this guy has not had an interception. And to your point, he wants to get paid $30 million. He wants to be among the highest paid corners of football, which, by the way, there are 2 guys right now. It's Jalen Ramsey at $24.1 million per year, and then PS2, Patrick Surtain, is at $24 million. And then there's a big gap. The next guy is Jair Alexander at $21 million. We're going to be thinking about that kind of game-changing, crazy-ass money for Sauce Gardner, who's not doing dick? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about all that, but I think you're right. He's a really good corner, great corner, elite superstar corner. I don't know about that.
I mean, you get freaking, it's 3rd and 11. Your defense should be coming off because you know they're going to pass the ball. We all know it. Can't stop it. Can't do that. For what?
This defense was supposed to be elite, Johnny. 3rd and 10, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, and Patriots are like, no problem. Backup fucking quarterback in the game, no problem. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm like, where the hell is the elite Jets defense? Now, Greg Zuerlein fucked up all kinds of stuff. Missed field goals, missed extra point. Jets fucking bumbled the 2-point conversion. They're only up 22-17. But Aaron Rodgers put them up 22-17. Defense, just do your job. Elite defense against a backup quarterback with a slap-a-dick freaking offense. All you have to do is stop them, and the Jets win. We're having a different toned conversation right now, and they couldn't even do that. Where the hell was this elite defense that everyone was talking about? That was the backbone of this, that, and the other.
And we are lucky that this game was as close as it was, because if they didn't drop, what was it, 10 or 11 passes that were gashing us in yardage, right? I think the Patriots dropped like 11 or 10 balls.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we're
Mm-hmm.
talking a different score in this game because it was constantly occurring, bro. This is bad, dude. Like, this team's supposed to exactly elite. We were told, right, in the off season, we're going to be playing with leads, and if we're playing with leads, they're going to pin their ears backwards. They're going to be destroying the damn destroying. Wait, what? Dude, this is bad, bro. Like, it's bad, and I have to say, for what it is, yo, A-Rod looks scared back there, man.
Yeah.
A-Rod, like, he's worried to get popped and hit and everything like that, and making these decisions that he never used to do. Right? Yeah, he didn't have a turnover in this game. He's
But
lucky.
he got lucky.
Got
100%. He had so many dropped picks from the Patriots, at least 2. And come on, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, my father has said a million times, I'm not giving enough heat to Aaron Rodgers for all his mistakes. Enough's enough on these, bringing it down all the way to 1 second and not doing anything. We blow it with the 3 timeouts in the first quarter. We blow it with the 2-point conversion. Like, the reason why we were supposed to be okay with Aaron Rodgers doing all that crazy shit is because Aaron sees it better than us, and he sees the defense at the very last second, so they can't hide what they are, and he just knows it. And we would be okay with that if he was putting up 30 or 40 points a game. If we fuck up a timeout every once in a while, okay, or a delay game, okay. Well, the payoff is on the other side. We're getting no payoff on the other side. And it's just bullshit. It's just words. So Aaron Rodgers absolutely deserves his heat for this. Everyone does. Greg Zuerlein, the defense fucking sucking. Aaron Rodgers not having proper vision and throwing around the football. Like, it's all fucked up.
Look, I need some players to come out and be like, we're beefing with the offense. All right. The defense and offense, this is the division that's in the locker room, because it's what's happening, bro. And they're not trying to say anything like that. You're not seeing offensive players hang out with defensive players as of late, man. Like, before they would be at this game, like Sauce would be with Garrett or Brees with whatever. It is not happening, man. And it's bad. And Greg, the gimp of a leg that dude has,
get the fuck out. Don't get on the plane on the way back home.
They should
fucking stay there
on the damn Greyhound or something like that. Like, it needs to be done, and he needs to be. I don't know how many games already that he gets us that. When you got Aaron Rodgers telling we need to score 30 points to win a game, what? 30 points?
That was weird. I don't know what he was trying. Maybe he was just trying to put, like, him saying that seems like it's taking shots at the defense and other parts of the team, even though he tried in the answer to say he wasn't. But, like, in a way, it sounds like what he was trying to suggest is like, man, you know what? Fuck everybody else. It's the offense. We're gonna handle everything, and then regardless of what they do, it shouldn't matter because we put up insert amount of points. I don't know, to your point and your facial reactions, everything. I don't think it's hitting the way Aaron Rodgers thought it was going to hit, because I think a lot of people are going to be pissed off and say, "Who the fuck are you, buddy? Look at the defense. Look at this," and this is where it's all going to kind of cave in on itself a bit.
And BG, I know you got more people, and last things I'm gonna say, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know that when Aaron is doing his pressers and whatnot, or right, he's very cryptic. Him going up there wearing all black with no type of Jets logo or anything, right? That means something. He put that up there for a reason. All right. And then the other thing, Ulbrich, he sounds just like Salah, bro. I'm sorry, but he does. On there, like, this dude fed us the bullcrap lie again. The worst thing that you could say is we had a great practice all week, probably the best practice we've ever had. Nah, bro, it didn't show. Maybe, I don't know who was practicing well. What are you talking about? And then again, where was Mike Williams? Where was
I don't think he had a
Corley
catch
that
of the
was-
game. I don't know.
Where was Corley that was activated?
Yeah, I saw him in there for a few plays. I saw the 14, which I was like, hey, he's on the field. And I thought they were setting it up for something. I'm an idiot, obviously. I said, 14's on the field a couple of times. And if you brought him on the field immediately and then use something with him, like that'd be a little obvious. So bring him on the field as a receiver, and then eventually, jet sweep or something. They did fucking nothing with Malachi Corley.
And the last thing.
Yeah.
This organization, right? I try to defend dude as well.
Uh-huh.
It will not move forward as long as Woody is our owner. I'm sorry, man, but that dude does meddle into so much crap. Loves being in the damn spotlight. He needs to be done. There's no reason why the owner is telling us, oh, guess what color combination jerseys we're wearing this week? This one, it's the one that we're gonna lose in again. Like, bro, stop. Like, we're not good right now. This was a team. It was a bad team, right? Playing a worse team today. And unfortunately, we were the worst team because we lost to the Patriots. 24 years that we can't sweep this team, bro. Bill Belichick is still having He's renting space in our mind, bro.
No doubt.
Hey, BG, look, this is tough. It's hard, man. And I appreciate all the content that you put up. You know, I'm going on here because of you, bro. Not because of I don't even want to put my hat forward anymore. Like, it's tough, bro. This is a dark season, like they were just saying to us, another bull crap and all that, right? I honestly, dude, I thought they were about to give me a line from Batman. I was molded by the dark. Bro, this is a circus, dog.
It's a circus.
JETS, suck. Just end the
That's
season.
where we're at. I appreciate it, Johnny. Yeah. After the game, Jeff Ulbrich was asked, "Hey, Coach, what's your message? What was your message to the team in the locker room?" And he pauses for a second and says, "It's a moment of darkness." And I said, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" He didn't just say that, but he did. He called it a moment of darkness. By the way, FL Phil 98, appreciate it. I heard what you said earlier in the chat, even though I can't get to all these. And again, we got more calls to get to as well. Gifting 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Thank you. I have a feeling we're going to be hearing those fucking chimes a little bit more often over the coming weeks for mock drafts. God damn it. Come on, before Halloween. What the flying hoot? So I guess I have to get used to those chimes again. Gosh darn it. But all right, real quick, the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club: Paul Bruno, Cactus Johnny, Shenren018, Tony S. You guys are all, and Delusional Jets fan, that's fitting, are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you. We're going to be 24 members away now for NY Jets FL, which I appreciate for his emoji coming to life. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Again, I know times are rough right now with everything going on, but I appreciate the support. It helps keep the lights on and everything of that nature. And again, like I said, we're going to still crank out these shows despite whatever the hell the Jets are going to do. We'll talk it through it. YouTube super chat coming in. We got Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. Every time we get a super chat, my daughter Zariah Luna chimes in. Wow. All right, Chef Kevin Gilbert's here. BG, my guy, we appreciate your content. The past 3 weeks, I asked Ferry about Legatron if we're making any moves. Another no-brainer for this week. That's for sure. Like I said, his ass better not get on the team playing. He has cost us 3 games. And thanks for last year, buddy boy, but this is a what can you do for me now league. I don't give a shit what you did last year. That doesn't matter anymore. We don't pay you for what you did in the past. Apparently we do, because that's how Zerline got his money. It's supposed to be what you could do for me in the future. Zerline, goodbye. And if they base it off their workouts, I imagine Riley Patterson is about to be a member of the New York Jets officially. But they should do all their homework and try to do it ASAP because we're playing on Thursday Night Football. Isn't that lovely from that perspective? So appreciate it. Thank you. All right, another new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, that 80s Geek. Way to punch in your ticket, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you kindly. You guys can join the Boy Green Coffee Club by going to the YouTube description down below. Just click to join the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's just that easy. Only $2.99 a month to help support the show. Hey now, Austrian Jet fan, memberships are raining, baby. I wish I could say they're raining like Jets touchdowns, but those are in short supply, I'm afraid. So they aren't quite like that. I'm not quite sure what I could compare it to, like mock drafts coming in for the Jets. I guess that's it. Joseph Rivera, you are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to the #1 Austrian Jet fan for gifting that. Thank you, very nice. We appreciate you. All right. Another super chat coming in. Good Lord have mercy. Sorry. We'll mix these in with the calls that are also waiting here patiently. So apologies for the wait, people.
Wow.
Jetpack 615 super chat coming in. Thank you very much. Season's over before Halloween and an all-in year. LOL. LOL. Anywho, let's get to our next caller here. We got a lot of people waiting. All right, let's go to Ryan King. You're next year on the show. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
There's been better times. I can't remember when they were, but there has been at some other point in my life. Yes.
I can remember back in 1997 when my dad got me into football. And that was just, I guess, the year that they came off of the 1-15. And then I was rolled into 1998, where we went to the AFC Divisional Round Championship against the Denver Broncos. And then I was at the season opener for 1999 when Vinny Testaverde ruptured his Achilles tendon.
Of course, right.
And I saw Tom Tupa throw a couple touchdowns and win us the game. And, all the playoffs going on from there, and the Rex Ryan and, the Al Groh and Herman Edwards and all them. And then, last year I got so hyped up. I was like, this is it. This is it. I never thought in a million years that Aaron Rodgers would come. And I flew all the way from Florida to New York on September 11th. I watched 4 plays of Aaron Rodgers, and he ruptures his Achilles tendon. And I'm like, we're done. And I had to endure all last year of Zach Wilson and the quarterback carousel. And I'm like, there's got to be something better to life than this. And then when this year started, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go down the road that I've been down a million times, getting excited. My mom, she's always supported my dad. She's always went to the games before he passed, sitting in Shea Stadium in the nosebleeds in the cold winter, watching the games. And she says, I could always tell what time of year it is based off of my husband's optimism. When he's excited, it's like the preseason beginning of the season. When there's a chance, we're around Halloween. When the season's over, it's right around Thanksgiving. And when he's talking about the draft, that's right around Christmas. And he was a fan since they were the Titans, and it's like, I'm just so over the losing, dude. Like the last 5 years of my dad's life, he said, I'm done. I'm done. He says, he had jet tattoos all over him. He would watch the games, but he goes, I need a secondary team. He says, because this is killing me. And he would always watch the Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. Because he's like, I need to see some kind of winning. I can't keep going down this road. And now I kind of see where he's coming from, because this is just absolutely painful. And I'm sorry to say, but like, his favorite coach was Bill Parcells. And the more I learned about it, the more I read about him, the more I saw his tendencies. He said, if you're going to let me cook the meal, let me shop for my groceries.
Sure. Yeah. Great line.
Every year, he always cut a veteran at the end of training camp, because he wanted to prove to everybody else, your job is not safe. And it was just a power move. I remember when Curtis Martin thought that he was, all that, and Parcells ran him I want to talk about 30 times straight in a game. And when Curtis Martin came back in the locker room, there was a gas can on his bar stool, sitting at his locker with a note, "Your tank's almost empty." Like, that's the kind of motivation. You know, when I think it was Glenn Foley, I'm not 100% positive, but I think it was Glenn Foley said, "I'm good to go." And I think it was his ribs or his ankle or something like that. And he went over and he gave him like a really tight hug, kicked his ankle, and he winced. And he was like, "No, you're not. Sit down." Like, that's the kind of coach. And you know what? Whether you have Salah or you have Ulbrich or you have our tight end coach being the head coach,
Ron Middleton,
they're all pussyfooting around. It's all rah rah. You're the best. You know, we love you, brotherly love. And the one thing when you're a boss or you're an owner of a company and you try to be everyone's friend, you're gonna fail because everyone takes advantage of you. And that's what I'm seeing right now with the Jets is that we created a culture of, hey, let's be everyone's friend, let's be family. There's no hierarchy. There's no I'm the one in charge. It's I'm even with you. There's no accountability.
So if you're
anywhere.
looking for that, the first name that I think of, and I don't know if this is who I want, but it answers at least that piece. It's Mike Vrabel. He is a hard ass, and he rubs that.
Okay. I don't know if I'm in the show. I have no idea.
Yes, you were. Sorry about that.
Okay.
The thing cut out there. Yeah. So apparently, this has the same thing. Yeah, you're about to be the new host of the show, Ryan K. But no, the person that jumps out to mind to me is Mike Vrabel. I don't know if he's the right guy that I want, but if we're talking about just cleaning shit up, he's a guy who's a hard ass. He is definitely not people's friends. He just runs the operation. That to me is what would be a guy that certainly checks off that piece off the bucket list.
I agree with you. There was several times throughout the years I've always thought that Coach Cowher, I would love to have him. I mean, I was so excited just before Salah got hired because there was rumblings that he was in the mix.
Yeah,
And it's like every time his name comes up, I get excited. But I think that he's at an age where he's like, I'm just not coming back.
Yeah,
And it's
a
like that
football
would be
czar maybe, because if you remember, some people may forget, Bill Parcells obviously was a legendary coach for a long time, but then he moved into that football czar-ish kind of role, did a little bit of it with the Dolphins. He did some with the Cowboys too, like, as that sort of thing that could make sense as that potential role for a Bill Cowher. People have brought it up as a Pete Carroll potentially doing that sort of thing as an overseer, not a CEO. That's too lofty, but
You
something
mean like
of that
what
nature.
happened down in Tampa with
Yes, absolutely, Bruce Arians. Sure.
Bruce Arians, and how he turned it over to Todd Bowles.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. That's a perfect way to say it. Yeah, right. He was a head coach and brought him to a Super Bowl, and then he kind of like ascended to this front office role or whatever it is. So yeah, that certainly could make a lot of sense.
I don't think that this would happen.
Mm-hmm.
But my question to you would be:
Sure.
Would you be opposed if Woody Johnson said, "I've had enough," turned around and brought in Rex Ryan as the head coach in the middle of a season, demoted Ulbrich back to defensive coordinator, got rid of Hackett, brought in someone that's called offensive plays besides Downing, and kind of switched things up, and just saw how the season went? I mean, would you be opposed to that? I mean, I know it probably wouldn't happen, but I mean, that would be like
to me,
that would be crazy.
Yeah, to me, that's more realistic which again, it's crazy, but like it's more realistic than us actually bringing back Rex Ryan next year, which is what some people have said. Like after you clean house and everyone's gone, you're like, okay, let's look for a new head coach. People have brought up that, ooh, Rex Ryan. And I'm like, I just don't see Woody doing it. But in the middle of a like we're fuck season, let's just see what happens. What do we have to lose? Sure, like maybe that could get crazy and we do something like that. So yeah, it seems to make more sense, like I said, to me, that possibility in the middle of a season of like, let's do something crazy as opposed to him actually coming back, I think.
So are you in the let's tank, let's sell whatever assets we have, or are you into let's wait till the end of the season and see what GM we bring in, what coach we bring in, what pieces that they want?
Yes, I don't. The only thing, Alan brought it up earlier, the potential, and I love DJ Reed, so this would hurt me greatly. But like the DJ Reeds, Mike Williams, Hassan Reddick, like those kind of guys that look like it's very unlikely they're coming back. Like that to me is one where you're like, okay, those kinds of guys, if you get a good offer and you could trade those kind of guys away, because the Jets defense would be different. So would the new defense, whoever that is, and the mysterious future coming in, would they be DJ Reed people or Hassan Reddick people or whatever? You know, it's a coin toss. Like trading those guys for draft picks that would help you, I'm for. I'm not willing to make the big boy decisions of something crazy with Garrett Wilson or something crazy with Sauce Gardner or anything like that. So whether that's Douglas or any other person that would overtake that role for the intermediate, I would not do any of that kind of big boy decisions. I would leave those kinds of crazy things, if they were to happen, to whoever the next GM of the New York Jets is.
See, I'm kind of on the opposite sideline on this. Because we're going to have to pay Brees Hall, we're going to have to pay Garrett Wilson, we're going to have to pay Sauce Gardner at some point, and we're going to have to pay these guys, and there are rookie deals, and who's to say that they're not getting tired? And Garrett Wilson's getting tired of losing. I mean, he really is. He's a stand-up guy. I don't think he would act like Jamal Adams, but I think he would be like, yeah, I'd rather go somewhere else. And to me, in my opinion, is let's get what we can for them now, even though it would hurt us in the short term. But our salary cap going forward with dead money and everything else, it's atrocious. And we're gonna have to really focus on the draft to bring in youth. We have a lot of veterans on the offensive line. I mean, you could probably trade a couple of the guys on the offensive line to, like Morgan Moses, was it Simpson that's left guard?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. You could probably trade some of these guys that aren't as, young, or I'm sorry, that are on the 1-year deal and still get something for them as well. And then you have a ton of draft capital. You've got the dead money that you can definitely eat and try to start all over again because, these guys are getting tired of losing. They've been here and never had a winning season. They're kind of like us, but they're on the inside.
That's right. They sort of are. I appreciate the call, Ryan, and thank you for the hosting duty. You said that happened there. To me, I don't think they're trading like offensive linemen like Morgan Moses, John Simpson. John Simpson's on a 2-year deal, but I get your point. Morgan Moses on a 1-year deal. Those are probably exceptions to the rules because you have to have a functioning team. So I don't think they'd be shipping off and putting a practice squad offensive line in there. I don't anticipate that happening. But other players, sure, we can have conversations for sure. Okay, let's go to another caller here on the show. Sonny, you're on the show. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, Boy Green, how are you, man?
Yeah, well, we've had better times, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I've been a fan since maybe the mid '90s or even early '90s. I remember when I first started watching Boomer Esiason was quarterback.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Yeah, so I've actually watched the Kotite years and all of that stuff, and just fast forwarding to now, looking at this team, they just can't do anything right.
No.
We talked about a quarterback for years. You get Rodgers in at tail end of his career, he's probably done. I don't see how he'd return next year after a season like this.
Yeah, so what do you do with him? That's an interesting one to me. I saw Damian Woody right before we came on live was doing a live Instagram thing of like the Aaron Rodgers era is over. Like, I'm curious if Aaron says, I don't want to retire, I still want to do this thing. I'm curious what the Jets do. Obviously, that'll be in the hands of whoever the new guy is, but like, do you trade Rodgers? Do you ride it with Rodgers? What do you do? Do you keep Rodgers and draft some high pick quarterback and put him behind? Like, man, there's a lot of possibilities there.
I think if Rodgers wants to stay, I think Woody Johnson would keep him. That's for sure.
Oh, I think so too. I think you're right. I think he would not, after everything they've done for him. If Rodgers wants to come back, he's like, hell yeah, let's do this. Let's do this again in a different way. I think you're right.
Let's run it back exactly.
Mhm.
But my question with all of this stuff I keep hearing about
Mhm.
trading Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, trade them for what exactly? For draft picks? What are you going to go out and draft another receiver to replace Wilson?
Yeah,
Are you going to take another cornerback in the first round to replace Sauce?
See, like that's where Ryan loses me. Ryan had a really good call on a lot of stuff, but like trading him now and get what you can. What do you mean get what you can? They're in the middle of their rookie contracts. They're not costing very much at all right now, and you have their control. So like after this season completes, you have Garrett Wilson for 2 more cheap years. You have Sauce Gardner for 2 more cheap years, and then on top of that, you could start playing franchise tag game if you wanted to. Like, so we control them for the foreseeable future. So anyway, though, that to me, all that conversation is absolutely bonkers. And I think the Jets would look like an absolute dysfunctional mess if in the middle of like Joe Douglas making any decisions or Woody of trading these guys. To me, I think you're making a terrible mistake. Let the next general manager, if they want to do that. To me, it's crazy. I agree. You're a keep it, Saucer, keep it, Garrett. Those are foundational pieces. But if we were going to do it, like allow the next general manager to make those big boy decisions. Don't you yourself make those decisions in the middle of all this. That to me would be crazy.
That would be making the dumpster fire worse.
Yes.
Somehow it would be way worse.
Right.
And we need to attract a head coach in the off season and possibly a GM. I don't know if Woody keeps the GM or whatever, but a new coach and GM, that would be enticing to them. Hey, we got Sauce Gardner, Wilson, and Breece Hall there. You know, it's a roster you could definitely build on. But again, I don't think they're the problem. I wouldn't even go there yet. We'll explore that stuff in the off season.
Exactly. Right.
I mean, all that being said, Aaron Rodgers gave this team the lead late in the game. There was like 3 minutes left, I think.
Yeah, let me see. Let me get the exact timing. But yeah, to your point, that's to me the thing I think we're glossing over a little bit here. There was a lot of issues for obvious reasons of everything that happened. So let's have it here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it was a 10-play, 70-yard drive that took 4:37 off the clock. The Jets punched in their touchdown here. Let me see. Attempt fails, not the attempt. Where's the touchdown here? So that was Braylon on right guard, 1-yard touchdown. Okay, so that was or 2-yard rush. Excuse me. That was 2:57. So with under 3 minutes to go, Aaron Rodgers took the lead and handed the ball. So you have 3 minutes to go, and you allowed Jacoby Brissett to run a 12-play drive for 70 yards to win the game. I just. That's on the defense, man. Everyone had F-ups, but like, come on, man. This elite defense, that's exactly what you are paid to make happen, and they blew it. Terrible.
The GM got too cute with our defense in the offseason.
Yes.
Letting go of, what was it, Quentin Jefferson or Jefferson?
Oh, yeah, that's another good one that doesn't get talked about. Yep, Quentin, Bryce Huff, JFM.
JFM. You let all these guys go, you know, who were contributing to that defense for those couple of years. And then you bring in Reddick. Don't sign the guy. Don't give him the money he's looking for this year or whatever that was. The guy shows up today, week 8. I mean, this was our big acquisition to replace those guys that we lost.
And he didn't make a play. He had plenty of chances to play hero. That could have been the headline. It's Hassan Reddick saves day with key sack on final drive to win the game.
Yeah,
that
didn't happen.
Buckets. Yeah. That certainly did not happen, Sonny.
That didn't happen. You know, all of that talk about we're going to play defense. We're going to play with leads. We're going to have Rodgers winning us the tight games in the fourth quarter. All of the ones that Zach Wilson lost, he's going to win those games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, the team has fell apart. The defense just took a few steps back. I mean, that O-line is just a revolving door.
Yeah.
I mean, there's problems all over the place. And at this point, I'm even going to say firing Salah so early in the season like that was a bad move.
Yeah, there's no spark created, which is what Woody was hoping for, I'm sure, at a minimum, was that. And it didn't happen, obviously. They've lost all 3 games since firing Salah.
Right, and they've lost them in miserable fashion. They just look clueless. I mean, I don't even know at this point. As a fan, it's getting really hard to watch.
Yeah, it sure is, Sonny. Well, I appreciate the call, brother, and hopefully we get you back in the future, all right?
Great talking to you, man.
Thank you. Sonny, thanks for calling into the show. Again, we got 900 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We're live here reacting to the Jet season being over. And I get it may not be officially over, quote unquote, they're 2-6, but that would require this team going on some sort of a 10-game winning streak, 9-game winning streak, whatever the hell it would be. And what in God's green earth has possibly shown even a modicum of a sign that is possible? It's a spoiler alert, it's not. This Jets team has lost 5 games in a row. We have to be faced with the reality that this team friggin' sucks. It's a bunch of individuals that can't play like a team. We're halfway through the year. What is suddenly going to flip that these guys that are individuals, me guys, are suddenly going to go, oh, team. I'm so sick and tired of hearing this about this awesome roster. Like, ooh, this is one of the most talented rosters in football. Maybe it is, but it's not one of the most talented teams in football because they're not a team. They're not a team. It's just a roster. And it doesn't mean dick. They're 2-6, man. So, well, we do have the zippa, the boopa, the boppa, the bullshit is what they have, for God's sakes. Anywho, back to the phone lines. We got Nick here on the show. What's up, Nick? Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. I don't know what the fucking time it is.
Yeah, right. Time is just infinite at this point.
It's a flat circle.
Seriously. So, you echoed my thoughts right there. This is a me team. And there's a couple things that I think we need to look back on that were good plays, positive plays that I think are still me plays. Now, the touchdown to Gibson, to me, there's the 1 yard line. Mm-hmm. That, to me, maybe unpopular opinion, that was a Rodgers. I want to get a touchdown out of this. Hand the ball off. You have Braylon Allen. You have Breece Hall. You're going to get the yardage. And even the throw was low. It was a garbage throw. It was a terrible throw. Same thing goes with his throw to Conklin. His throw to Conklin, they were raving that it was a great throw. I don't think it was a great throw at all. The guy got popped, and he got lucky to hang on to the ball. I don't think that was a great throw at all. I'm worried about where this team – there's so many me players on this team. Reddick at the top of the line. Mm-hmm. And the problem with it is a talented roster, and they're going to win some games because just on talent alone, they'll win. And Rodgers not sitting out. So I think this team's they're going to win a couple of games, but they're not going to be in a position to get that quarterback, which is what we need. I've come to the conclusion that it's not, you have to draft the quarterback. We were worried about Darnold. Where would we be if we'd drafted Penei Sewell that year? We could have had a whole different outlook on this team with Penei Sewell on that offensive line. It could be a whole different look. There's just a lot of things. And what worries me is Rodgers is not sitting. So a guy like a Jordan Travis who might get a start, 3 starts or 4 starts in a season like this is not. So we're gonna kick the can another year down the road because I think Rodgers is coming back. And I think was his name Ryan. The one caller kind of touched on it. I do think Rex Ryan is an option because to me, I think Rodgers is coming back for next year. And what coach in their right mind, you're a radio show host, right? Like,
sure.
Would you ever go to a radio station that says, hey, Boy Green, you got to come in here and you got to win right away, be number 1 in the ratings. You got 6 months to do it. Good luck. Have fun.
No.
Like, no one in their right mind will do it. Rex might because he's fucking crazy. And
sure. Yeah.
So crazy it might work. But, that's the only thing I see. Next year, I don't see this team if Rodgers comes back, there's no head coach that's worth their salt like Vrabel. It's going to come in here and say, "Yeah, I'll take Rodgers for this year on a win now type deal." There's no smart head coach would make that business decision to move forward. So that's what I worry about. I think now is the time that we have to cut bait with this team. Or we're not
I think, yeah, just to follow up, I think the important thing for Woody is, again, Ulbrich ain't coming back, obviously. So we're looking for at least a head coach. I think we're looking for a general manager, too. We get to the offseason, and the slate's clean. I think Woody would be best served not attaching any qualifications to the job. Hey, Nick, okay, you want to be the head coach of the team? Just want to let you know before we offer you the job that there's one, you just got to do this thing. Okay, well, what is it? You got to keep Rodgers or whatever that extracurricular thing is. I think Woody would be in his best interest to say, hey, we want you for whatever reason. We want you as a head coach, and all these decisions will be up to you. You tell us what the next steps is the franchise. And that's probably in the interview process anyway, so that would naturally come up. Here's my plan to fix the Jets. We're going to rally around Aaron Rodgers, or we're going to do this or this. Like, that's going to be a part of the interview process. So their opinions on those matters will be very clear as they're talking to these guys. But I think it would behoove Woody to get the best possible candidates by not attaching any qualifiers, saying, hey, if you take the job, you got to keep Nathaniel Hackett. You got to keep, not that he would, but just random examples that you have to keep this guy, or do this, or do that, or have this staff, which apparently was a Matt Rule thing a million years ago, which apparently was a bullet dodged anyway. But
it's
like,
a clean slate. You need
correct.
No strings.
I think that's their best bet for Woody Johnson if he's willing to do it, and I hope he is. I think you're right. My gut says outside. I mean, we'll see what happens with the rest of the season. I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers wants to go out like this, especially if he didn't want to go out with the injury and go out like this. I think he would want to come back, and then we have an interesting scenario. Where do the Jets stand in the draft? How do the general consensus feel about the quarterbacks in the draft? What are the options? What about Rodgers? So I feel like all of that would be up to whoever you bring in. That to me is has to be the play.
Oh, for sure. And can we see Fashanu at least at left tackle? Like I know Smith was okay today, but like give the kid a chance, because if Rodgers come back next year, I don't think the pick is going to be. I don't think they're going to be high enough for a quarterback. So it might be offensive tackle and just keep bulking up this line for the 2026 quarterback.
The only thing I would say is because, like, you said that with this talent that they should win. Like, we've been saying that all season, and they're 2-6. So, like, I'm not sure. Maybe to your point, it's classic Jets, right? They just beat teams, lay down, they beat these teams, and things happen in a way that they get wins. But right now, they're 2-6. They have the 4th overall pick. If everything started today, it does not. Obviously, we got a lot of season left to play. Maybe they will be in a position to take a quarter. We just don't know how they're going to respond. Like, and man, like every lever has been pulled. Like Salah's been fired, Ulbricht's been inserted. There was no boost from that. Where is the boost of pride and dignity eventually going to hit? So, like, we keep saying that the talent will eventually win this, that, or the other. Will it? It hasn't shown its crap so far. Maybe there's Jacksonville on the schedule. Maybe they somehow beat. But again, New England sucked, and they couldn't beat New England. So I'm not so sure that these wins are coming.
Johnny called in earlier and made a great point, like top down, right? Like, and here's the thing, I was talking to my father. He's been a Jet fan for 50 years, and we were talking about this. It's kind of interesting. I don't know the timeline. I think I have to research it more, so I could be wrong. Like, since Woody Johnson owned the team,
I
think if I remember this correctly, Parcells, and this is what my dad said, like, gave 1 year, and then Parcells left, and then we had the whole Belichick debacle. And if you realize, like, I don't know if it's a whole, like, there's been a lot of stories over the years about, like Dak Wilson's family is close with him, and that's why they stuck so long. Like, I just get this weird vibe that he's just, again, maybe he's a business owner, he's successful with Johnson. He doesn't know football at all. That's been pretty prevalent. Can't say that, but I mean, Parcells leaving, the Belichick situation. There's been a lot of instances over the years that make me think that, like, I don't know, until maybe something changes, like with ownership, this could be really, really tough because it's top down. You have to hire the right GM. You have to hire the right coach. And if you hire the wrong person in any of those steps, you're screwed. And that's what we've seen for the last, 20 plus years, 30 years since he's been the owner, like two successful years. And And I'm 37 years old. I remember the '98 team. That was before him.
That was yeah. Woody bought the team in 2000, so he's had the one AFC East title in 2002. He's had a couple of AFC Championship trips. That was 09, 010, and obviously we're in the drought that we are now, which is the longest playoff drought in the NFL and the longest playoff drought in the franchise's history for the Jets. I would just say that just because the ownership sucks, and a lot of people feel that way, I don't believe that commits us to forever doldrum. Like I heard Jake talk about this for all the Knicks fans in there. That James, speaking of doldrums, James Dolan, like he sucks ass, and all of a sudden some of the moves they're making now they haven't won dick yet,
Right,
which I get.
That's the thing.
But all the hoopla and everything is like, hey, let's see again what this happens with this current regime of Knicks. But like, there's a thought that if you just hire the right guys, that they could overcome anything in ownership, because ultimately Woody could just take a back seat and just write the checks, which is what we thought was going to happen this season outside of him stepping in and firing Saleh. So I still have hope, and maybe it's not a lot of hope, but hope that he could just hire the right people and then just do, a step to the left and allow the operation to run the operation as is. But let's just hope to the ultimate point, because Woody ain't selling the team anytime soon unless new news or new information comes in, is that he does not put any qualifiers on the job. He allows whoever he hires, and hopefully makes a good hire after everything that's happened. After all this time, we can only hope that he just allows a clean slate to be had and business decisions be made by the people that you trust to ultimately hire here in a couple of months.
Exactly. Vrabel.
All right.
Let's clean house. Just go for Vrabel.
Vrabel. Okay. I like it. Nick, thanks for the call, man. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about a defensive guy in an ideal world. I like an offensive guy if I can, but I understand the take. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got B-Mac here on the show. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, man, it's over.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. I said that the Jets season is not over until they lose 7 games. Well, it's over because they lost today, and they're going to lose on Thursday. So that makes that's 7 now. So
it seems hard to believe. Houston, apparently, again, I don't get a chance when it's a Jets game. I don't get a chance to really enjoy the rest of football around the league because I'm so in on the Jets. But Houston certainly had some issues in their game against Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is not supposed to be very good. So take that for what it is. But to your point, right, I agree that it shouldn't matter, that ultimately the New York Jets are still going to get their lunch handed to them as it currently sits right now. But it does not look good.
And this is a revenge game for CJ Stroud. What happened last year, losing to Zach Wilson?
Oh, sure, yeah.
At home. At life.
Yeah, you're right. I understand. Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, man, it's just sad, man. I'm sad, and it's just I'm speechless right now because like, how can a team, and Damian Hoodie said it, this is a roster, not a team. Because they don't play like a team, man. They don't. This defense that was supposed to be, relied upon, now it's not reliable. You know what I mean? Like, especially when we need them to step up the most. Greg the leg, man. I think he finally lost
trash.
It.
Yeah, he's been lost it. He has 6 missed kicks this year. That's the most in the NFL. Goodbye. Good see ya. Don't let the door hit you, pal. Let's find anybody else, because he is shot. And for kickers, it is more mental than any position in the NFL. One year they have it. Obviously, only missed 3 kicks last year. He's 33 of 36. He was awesome. Pro Bowl, all-pro kind of level kicker last year. But for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. He has the yips. He can't do it anymore. See ya. Allow someone else to investigate that. The Jets owe it to themselves. Again, this ship has gone down, and it is what it is. But, like, you have to bring somebody else, and you cannot allow Greg Zuerlein to be the kicker for this team anymore. He stinks.
Yeah. And then the offense is the same old thing. You know what I mean? These delay of games. You know what I mean? I don't know what's up with Rodgers in these delay games, man. Like, Like he should know
Terrible.
by now, being a 20-year
Of
vet,
course.
to get the ball, like just get the clock off, man. Like again today, I was screaming on my TV, like get it off, like the ball, like and then yeah, man. It says and what makes it sad is that if you can't beat the Patriots, what makes you think this team can beat anybody? Like they can't beat the good teams, and now they can't beat the bad teams. So
right.
now,
so when Nick says, "Oh well, this talent, we're going to win a couple more games," I'm like, "Huh? Well, what do you mean? We just played the shitty New England Patriots team, and we couldn't beat them." The Patriots, heading into this game, had lost 6 in a row. That is the longest losing streak in franchise Patriots history since 1993. That was the year I was born, and they were losing so bad. So if the Jets couldn't beat them, who in God's green earth can they beat? That's what I'm saying. I mean, Jesus.
Paul Green. It's time for you to jump on the green and gold. Jump on the Green Bay Packers.
I see.
6-2, we went in. Love got hurt. So
what happened there? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess his groin, something like that. But
so he didn't return to the game.
No, he didn't. Malik Willis finished the game off and won us the game. You know what I mean? But hey, man, jump on the green and gold. You know what I mean? At least I got my Packers to still be happy for. And yeah, man, this season's it's done. It's just how a team this talented is 2-6. How 2-6, and right now currently they got the 4th pick in the draft. And a team that's supposed to be having Super Bowl expectations is just crazy. This team don't have leaders too. No captains, no leaders, no one that can rally the troops. Like this locker room is officially broken. I think the solid firing definitely broken this locker room, and I just think that this team is lost. The players are lost. This locker room is lost. Devontae's speech did not help at all.
Wait a second. Washington just won on a Hail Mary? Is that true? Did that really happen? What? I need to see if that was the only other game that's going on right now. I know we're in the middle of a. Let me see if I can. Let me just look on Twitter real quick to see. I saw they were down to the Chicago Bears. Did they just win? Wow, wait. Let's see this. Okay, so Jane Daniels is running around. Okay, evade some pressure. He's just staying on his feet. All right, let's see. And he just chucked it deep. Oh, wow, this is like a 70-yard bomb in the air. Good Lord. And it deflects up in the air, touchdown. Oh, my gosh. It doinks up in the air, and a Washington guy's just wide open there. Oh, my friggin' goodness, Jaden friggin' Daniels. Holy crap. Yeah, he threw this ball. Let me see where he is. He's at like the 35. Yeah, he's at the 35. He just threw the ball 65 yards in the air for a game-winning touchdown. What the?
Wow.
See, you know what? But it's good that I bring this up. People are like randomly like, "What the hell does that mean?" So Washington just won. They were down, and now they just won the game. But it's good to bring this up because, like, the fact of the matter is, Commanders won 18-15 now of the Chicago Bears. Unbelievable. That's what the Jets need: is a young quarterback to believe in, someone that can inspire hope. And hopefully that is. Wow, unbelievable. Congratulations to Washington. That is absolutely friggin' bonkers.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Bears got that Rodgers gut punch with the Hail Mary on him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful.
Shane Daniels, he's definitely going to win the Rookie of the Year. And
I didn't play him in fantasy, so I'm probably an idiot because of the rib injury. I was like, man, how good is he going to be? And I guess pretty good. I guess pretty good on that.
He's
Jaden.
definitely the next season. But as far as Rodgers,
sure, yeah, right. Sorry, yes.
Do you think he lost the game today? What do you evaluate Rodgers in this game?
We have to be honest with Rodgers, and he missed some throws, certainly. Obviously, we talked about all the delay of games and crazy shit that was going on. You have to give, we have to call it how we see it. Long story short, and Aaron Rodgers was missing all kinds of things, and the sequence at the end of the game with the 2-point conversion is just unspeakable. So sure, there are good throws from Aaron Rodgers this game? Absolutely. 17 to 28, 233 yards, 8.3 per clip, 2 touchdowns, no picks, even though he threw several that were just dropped. He was only sacked once, so the Jets did a pretty good job in pass protection for the entire game. Do we want to say he lost the game? I mean, if you convert that 2-point conversion, you're at least going to overtime. So, I mean, yeah, he deserves his fair share of the blame. There's no doubt about it. And, yeah. So, but is he the sole reason? I don't know. Greg Zuerlein was a terrible reason they lost. The defense is a terrible reason they lost. Rodgers sucking, certainly that contributes. He's a pile of a lot of reasons.
Do you think they should bench Rodgers now? Like, do you think it's time to bench Rodgers and go to a Tyrod?
I do not. To me, I don't think Rodgers is playing to that level that would require a benching. Like he's so bad that he's holding the team back. No. Would I feel differently if Tyrod Taylor was 22 years old and seeing Tyrod could give us some glimpse of the future? Sure, maybe. But Tyrod is 35 years old. He obviously is not the future of this team, and he signed through next year too. So he'll probably be the bridge quarterback if Rodgers departs in some way or fashion. And then Jordan Travis just isn't healthy enough anyway. So no, I don't think it's time to bench Aaron Rodgers. I'm riding it out with Aaron Rodgers because, again, you don't have some Drake May or something on the bench that you could go to. You just have to ride. It is what it is. You're just riding out with Aaron unless he gets hurt. So I am not benching.
Do you finally consider that he's washed up, or he's just not playing at his, or he's not playing at his great as his standards?
Yeah, this is the worst Aaron Rodgers season through insert amount of games that he's ever had. So I mean, yeah, we have to give the same sort of thing of holding people accountable. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers having the worst start to a season he's ever had. So absolutely, he is struggling. Is he washed? Again, I see enough glimpses. You'd probably be the better person to ask, I suppose, since you've seen him his entire Green Bay Packers career, and then you're seeing him now. So you could probably answer that better than me. But to be honest with you, I still see the flash of Aaron Rodgers, and I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. And again, the overall raw numbers look pretty good from Aaron, but you just see it during the game that there's a moment here, there, or the other where, and you're like he's not 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers anymore. But does that mean he's totally washed? I don't know if I would go there either. It's not like, again, if Aaron had 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, and this, that, or the other, we look at the completion percentage is god awful. We're like, oh God, he's Peyton Manning washed 2015 Super Bowl. No, I do not believe he's washed to that level. No.
Do you so the stats miscue the real performance today from him?
I mean, it is misleading that I just read those stats and he doesn't have any picks. Like he threw 2 picks that were just dropped because the Patriots stink. So no, he should have had more picks thrown onto his ledger that weren't, because New England is terrible. So yeah, the stats are somewhat misleading to how poorly he performed in situational football for the Jets. And also, again, the blown 2-point conversion, that just can't happen. So no, he deserves a lot of blood on his hands for how today transpired. He is the starting quarterback for a team, and the quarterbacks get more of the blame and more of the credit than they probably deserve. So yeah, he absolutely deserves blame.
Yeah, it seems like he's just skittish in that pocket, man. Like, it seems like
he's a what?
Like he's skittish. Like it seems like he's uncomfortable.
Oh, skittish. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Pocket.
Okay.
Like did you see him like double clutching a lot? You saw that last week against Pittsburgh too. Like he's afraid to pull the trigger on some of these plays. It seems like, I know he's banged up, so that's definitely hindering his mobility.
Sure, certainly, yeah.
And he's I just think, because again, you did saw some throws too that was like, wow, like the couple to Gabriel Wilson, the one to Tyler Conklin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he had a little bit of mobility. There was time a New England Patriot guy like kind of got a hold of him, and he just was able to escape to throw it away. There was one on a pressure on an inside where he was able to roll out to the pocket, give an opportunity. So, but again, it's not the mobility he had before, and obviously he's being hindered and bothered by some of the lower leg.
It's just too much inconsistency. But this whole team is too.
Correct. That's true.
This whole team is too inconsistent.
That is correct.
Like one day the offense looks good, the defense looks bad on one drive, and then the defense is good, the offense is bad on another. It's just, they can't play complementary football, and they add on to the special teams. But I do got a question before I go.
Oh,
gun to
sure.
your
Yeah.
head.
Okay.
Yeah. Gun to your head. Do you think Rodgers is back next year?
I do. I do believe Aaron Rodgers is back next year. Mm-hmm. At this current moment in time, gun to my head, I think Rodgers is back next year, and then let's see what all that means. There's a lot of ripple effects if he does come back or does not come back. There's like things both ways of pull of candidates. Do they want Aaron Rodgers back? Do they want to make this big leap? And Woody and like, man, there's just so many things to like kind of process here. With again, I think the season ending tonight or today afternoon, whatever you want to call it, of the Jets losing, dropping to 2-6, the season's over. They could go on this 9-game winning streak, whatever the hell it would be.
I don't think so.
No. Right. I'm just saying, literally, you could.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I think it's over. They absolutely will not. But I get technically people saying that the season isn't over because they could win 9 in a row. Sure. Yes, that's technically possible. They've lost 5 in a row, so they're not winning 9 in a row, in my opinion. But so we're going to have to see what happens. But B-Mac, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you so much. We have a YouTube super chat coming in from Frank P. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna, which we appreciate the support here on the show, even during these dark and grim times.
Wow.
Frank P. says there is significance to the fact that Aaron Rodgers showed up to the postgame press conference without a quote-unquote Jets hat on. He is poison. Johnny Boy also said this. I would just here's my opinion. I didn't make much of that, to be honest with you. Now, you want to talk about the body language or the hat pulled over his face and the shitty attitude and stuff like that, which, again, he lost. I'm not sure I want him in a cheery mood either. Like, we could point at some of those things if you want, Frank and others, of like he had the hat over his face. He kind of had the shadow over it as he's answering questions and being very short and brief with people. But the Jets saying I didn't take much from that perspective. But like they said, oh, what was your message to your teammates? He's like, I'll tell them. Like he wasn't playing around with the media, so it seemed. But no, so I didn't read much into the Jets part of it. He obviously is a member of this team and all that. I don't read too much into that part of it being a big part of the equation. I do not. What he's wearing to me is somewhat insignificant. Whatever he pulled in his bag, I don't know. If he was wearing a Jets hat, I'm not like, there you go. There's a team guy. I'm like, whatever. Oscar the Grouch, we're going to get you back your Boy Green Coffee Club membership, Oscar, but let me answer your question here. Paul, what's your opinion on Hassan Reddick avoiding questions about the holdout? Kind of pissed me off. I think he owes the fans and team an explanation for his reason behind all the BS. Abso-friggin-lutely. Because here's the thing. I didn't get to see the full Hassan Reddick presser, but I saw the answer like, why'd you hold out? Because Hassan, for what he provided as an answer, had a built-in thing no matter what. So he said, I'm not going to address it. I'm not going to talk about it. I refuse to talk about it. I want to talk about how we could get this team better, blah, 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 blah. If the Jets won, Hassan would be like, I don't want to distract the team with my bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I want to talk about our win and our team and our this and our that. So, yes, quite frankly, it absolutely pissed me off. So he avoided the media earlier in the week. They say, hey, we'd like to speak to Reddick. He's like, I'll talk to you after the game. Okay. Because, of course, we have all these questions about it. He's like, I don't really want to talk about it. Like, he refuses to share his side of the story. Now, for some people, they don't give a shit anymore because the season's over and this, that, or the other. They don't care about this anymore. But, it seems like a dick move. Everyone is owed to understand what the hell went wrong here. Were the Jets in the wrong? Reddick, did they lie to you? I'd love to know that. You have a chance to tell your side of the story. The mics are in front of your face. But when you refuse to tell your side of the story and all these people paint you as this dickwad, and you don't explain yourself, who are we supposed to believe? You refuse to answer the question. Again, I've not seen the full Reddick presser, but I did see that viral answer of what you're talking about. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got EZ calling in this evening. EZ.
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Licking your wounds?
Quite. It's been a near 2-hour show here. I didn't know. Sometimes you never know. I've done some of these post-game shows at 2:30 in the morning after a prime time, I'm sure that Thursday night will be. And sometimes not a lot of engagement. Maybe it's because it's 2 in the morning or people just don't know what to say. So it just happens. And it's a 30-minute show. It's just reading off a few rants that I had, and then show's over, God bless. And some people have more to say, obviously, as we're here almost 2 hours in with 1,000 people in the room right now. live on top of everyone else who's joined us throughout. So, yeah, I think a lot of people are pissed off, and rightfully so, because to me, I believe this is the most disappointing season in Jets history. Now, again, excuse my age and other people that may have older examples, but when you compare expectations with what this season was supposed to be, with what we received, I just feel like it's the most deflating. I feel so empty void in my body about what this was supposed to be to what we got. It feels like the most disappointing, embarrassing, pathetic Jet season that's ever happened.
I did predict this.
Yeah.
I said there's no way the Patriots, after being lambasted by their coach, are going to allow the Jets come into their house and beat them twice in one season.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that was going to happen. And Greg Zuerlein, I love the guy. I feel terrible for him, but he ain't been right all year. And he's got, like we were saying, the spinnies or whatever. He's done for this year. He may come back.
Yeah.
He may come back, but right now he's so fucking deep in his head right now. He can't even kick an extra point.
Yeah. Because again, that extra point
sad.
Changes the entire game. Just the extra point. Fuck all the field goals. The field goals, obviously, we're talking about a different thing. But the extra point that he fucking missed completely changed the end of the game and what the Jets had to do with 2-point conversion.
I equate that to 5 points, and I'll tell you why I say 5 points.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
He missed the extra point.
Yeah.
And he missed the field goal, which means when we got the last touchdown, we probably would have just kicked the extra point.
Right.
And then we'd have been up 27-17.
Correct.
He's killing us. He literally cost us 3 games this year. Not to say that the rest of the team isn't playing like shit, because they are.
Sure.
Not to say the defense didn't let us down, giving up a 3rd and 9 and a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 6 on the last drive.
Brutal.
I mean,
elite defense, my ass.
They are just, and they've tried everything. I mean, even the commentators are saying they tried coverage, they tried blitzing, and they tried just normal coverage with normal pass rush.
Didn't matter.
They tried everything. It didn't matter. It was just the Patriots wanted that game more. They just wanted it more. They and like you were saying, this is the worst season I have seen in my 30 years watching them, and I will tell you exactly why.
Okay.
When Kotite coached, he was just inept. Everybody knew he sucked. We didn't expect anything out of him. Okay? Yeah. That was expected. Adam Gase didn't have any talent.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got, like Woody said, we've got one of the most talented teams that they've ever had assembled, and they just can't figure out shit. They just can't. They can't block. They can't defend. They can't stop the run. They can't run. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, and I love Aaron Rodgers. He's been a great quarterback. I've seen him off so much. And then every now and then, like, he'll throw that pass that threads that needle, but then he'll just miss wide open guys.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with him. I think he's got happy feet because the O-line sucks.
Yeah,
he's
that
never
could
had
be.
that in his life. But now he's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles. I really think he makes business decisions.
Yeah, it's hard to explain because, to your point, there's been a couple of tight needle throws just in this game, but then he has Devontae Adams wide open for 5 yards, and then he missed him, like hit a popcorn guy at Foxborough.
He'll make a throw that nobody else in the league can make, and then he'll miss wide open people. I will say one thing. Garrett Wilson balled out today.
Oh, yeah. And I was going to give
Garrett
credit.
Wilson
so
absolutely balled out.
And Rodgers hit him on
out.
a couple of beautiful passes.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to Garrett, man.
He made some catches.
Response. Yeah, he blew the Steelers game, so it was great to see him emphatically
he came back.
so well. Absolutely.
But I want to say something. All right, there's a lot of people talking about Rex, and I love Rex, and in some ways I do want him back. But I do not want Rex back as a head coach.
Okay.
I would love. Well, first off, everyone talks about John Gruden. We can't get Gruden right now. Nobody can. He's suspended from the NFL.
Oh, he's still suspended? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has to be reinstated. However, with that being said, I would love to see John Gruden coach the Jets and have Rex Ryan as a DC. That would be perfect.
That'd be great.
Just think of that. You would have an insane offensive mind, and you have Rex, who's the motivator also. And I think those two guys would get along because they're both insanely good at what they do.
Interesting. Well, that
Rex,
could be spicy.
Rex would turn this entire defense around just with the motivation and the attitude.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Easy.
Quinton Williams had a good game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Quinton looked really good.
Played hard. There were some guys that really played hard. As a matter of fact, I think most of the team did play hard. It's just something is missing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Clearly, something is just missing. It's like I was talking about quicksand. Something goes wrong, and then another, and another, and another, and then they're in over their heads. I just thought, I don't understand why this coaching staff can't put it together, but it's absolutely the coaching staff. And what's going to happen is they're going to wind up getting Joe D fired.
Yeah, I think Joe Douglas is going to be fired. I would be surprised if he isn't.
And I can't actually completely blame Joe D because most GMs in the NFL have a 50-50 record. Half the guys they pick are great. Half the guys they pick are busts. But the difference is the coaching staff takes these guys and they coach them up. We don't.
And one thing I'd like to say here, Danny in real life says, when was the last time a head coach was fired by a team but then hired back $15 to be the DC? I swear Jet fans are the most delusional fan base. Danny, I would like to bring up, you may not know this, Vance Joseph. He was the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and now he's their defensive coordinator. So as bizarre as it may appear, I don't think it's as crazy as you think. We're seeing it in the NFL literally right now. He was the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and now he's the DC. So
some guys,
I don't think that the Rex Ryan thing is super likely, but just to mention that, I think it's important. Go ahead, Easy.
Well, they say people will play they'll play up to their level of incompetency. Like they'll go up to a certain point and then they can't get any higher. Obviously, some guys were meant to be head coaches.
Sure.
But some guys, like we've discussed this in the past, some guys are just OCs or DCs, and they should be happy with that. Because I think Salah is going to come back in the league as a head coach and be very successful. I think his friend I'll tell you why. He's up in Green Bay now working with the offense.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to be learning the offensive side of the ball. He already knows the defense. He's up there as a consultant for Green Bay's offense because he's got the defensive mind. He's telling him what he would do to stop them so that they could work around that. That's brilliant. It's brilliant.
But I would say, like, for instance, like Mozart, like me, dumbass me, could spend some time with Mozart, but that doesn't guarantee I'm going to pick up on some of the tendencies of Mozart. Like him being around Matt LaFleur could only help, I imagine, with osmosis. He's one of the best coaches in the league that somehow has not won Coach of the Year despite all his greatness. I don't think that guarantee. Like, it's smart for Saleh to do it. It's great for both parties. LaFleur sees Saleh's benefit to his team, and Saleh learning offensive philosophies can only help. But I don't know if that guarantees it. I think he's going to be back in the league in no time as a DC. As a head coach again, I'm not sure if and when he gets that opportunity, but you never know.
Probably 4 or 5 years.
Maybe.
Because I've seen guys, the first time around it doesn't quite work out, but then the second time around it does work. Belichick is a perfect example.
Of course.
He was terrible with Cleveland his first go around. And then there was Todd Bowles was terrible with us his first go around. He's actually much better now.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with Tampa Bay.
But remember, he went back and was a DC, and he had Bruce Arians.
Correct.
So he learned from Arians because the only way to be a good head coach is to really know both sides of the ball.
I agree. And
so I think Saleh embracing the offensive side will give him new perspective and new insights because he's a good guy. I like Saleh.
I like Saleh.
I wish him only the best, and I really think he's gonna make it. I mean,
we'll see what happens. Regardless of whoever the Jets bring in, they need to make sure they get the right guy there. And again, I would lean offense, but as someone said earlier, I would take offense, defense, special teams, or anything if they brought it to the table. We got a YouTube super chat coming in here from DFF1234. Zariah Luna, my daughter.
Wow.
Put number 2 quarterback ahead or Aaron Rodgers, that would be Tyrod Taylor. And again, for the reasons I explained earlier, I would not be willing to do that. Tyrod's old too. He's 35. What is that going to do? Again, it'd be one thing if you had Drake May. You had a 20-year-old something or rather who was there as number 2. Okay, in a lost season, why not? Let's give the kid some reps. But with Tyrod being old, I mean, I don't know. To me, that doesn't do anything. Again, it's one thing if Aaron is hurt and you have to make a choice and it's Tyrod. I'm like, okay, cool. But like to me, I don't really see it. Back to Danny. He said, good call, but Rex is too big of a personality in the New York City market. Again, I think the Rex Ryan thing is completely unlikely. This middle of the season thing, because somehow Jeff Saturday went for the ESPN desk to head coach. So I guess anything's possible. But it's to us, I think what Jet fans are doing is we're grasping at straws. It's desperation. The season sucks. It is imploded. You can see it over my left shoulder, the Rex Ryan book, Play Like You Mean It, right? Like Rex Ryan's a fiery guy, and he's a guy that really revved up the fan base, and we have not had success since Rex Ryan. So I understand why people love Rex Ryan. You see him on ESPN Get Up. He speaks for the fan. You hear like a lot of fan stuff from him. You're like, yeah, Rex, you're our guy. We wish you were back. But I think it's one of those things that you wish something was there, but you kind of just say it out of emotion. Rex Ryan, we forget, sucked at the tail end of his Jets career. Like the message grew stale and it didn't quite hit anymore. It was a great run. I wish he would have won a Super Bowl here. It would have been awesome. But it didn't happen. And I think we just have to move on from that. Thank you to the 1,000 people in the room and the live impromptu, somewhat to the length, a 2-hour live stream reacting to the Jets' devastating loss to the Patriots and the season being over. Well, fans and folks and everybody who called in to interact and vent here on the show, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for interacting. Thank you for the memberships and the super chats. Again, I get why, with all of our emotions right now, that you would not want to be in the mood of like handing out money and doing these things, but it helps keep this show alive. And like I said earlier, we're going to keep doing these shows. I'll be back on in 12 hours, less than that, for Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning, and we're going to truck along forward and talk about coaches and other things, mock drafts, Jets, Texans. We'll still talk about as well. We're going to have DJ Bieneme of ESPN. He'll be joining us for a game day episode of Thursday. That had a little bit more zest yesterday, but we will still continue to do all these shows, and we can only do those shows with your guys' love and support. So I appreciate that. We have a full column in the YouTube description down below if you guys would like to check out my column from after the game. We have more coming. Another super chat coming in. Shout out to John Hudson, baby. Let's send this in.
Wow.
Just thought I'd give $5 for taking our declining players and for Woody paying salary to improve our offense and Green Bay. That's one of the most unique super chats we've ever received. So thank you, Packers fan John Hudson, for taking our declining players, the Alan Lazards, the Aaron Rodgers, the Billy Turners, I'm sure I'm missing some, Malik Taylors, and Woody paying Saleh to improve our offense, Green Bay. The most Jets thing ever would be Robert Saleh winning a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers after everything that happened with the Jets this year. That would be, wow. That'd be poetic. I appreciate the creativity, on the super chat. Thank you, John. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would tell you, the checks cash all the same for the petty super chats or the juicy super chats or the Jets super chats or what have you. So I appreciate that. Thank you, John. God bless. Well, that's a perfect way to end the show. Thanks, everybody. We'll tune into Sunday Night Football tonight and all that jazz. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. For the 1,000 people that are watching right now, we are live every single day at 7:30 in the morning for Boy Green Daily, talking all things New York Jets. If you guys are watching on Facebook or Twitter, make sure you hop on over to youtube.com/BoyGreen25. That is the optimal way to interact with the show. Again, that is youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Make sure you guys subscribe and show your support, baby, to help grow the show. It means a lot. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Until next time, take care.